Last time we talked about how when we're suffering, when we're in problems, and we wonder, how am I supposed to get out of this situation? Then we took a look at Paul's story and what he did when he was in prison, when people tortured him. What did he do? Instead of complaining, instead of blaming God for everything, he praised him instead. But today we're going to talk about faith, and we're going to look at another person in the Bible, and this time a woman. Because there was a woman in the Bible, and she was searching for healing, because she had had internal bleeding for 12 years, and she had gone to every doctor you can imagine, but it didn't help. But one day she heard about a man named Jesus, and she heard that he could heal. And after all these years of suffering, she decided to go and meet him. But the streets were crammed and there were a lot of people, but her determination made her go anyway. And even though she pushed her way through the crowd, it didn't seem to work because they pushed her back, and the hope of meeting Jesus almost disappeared. But then she thought, if I just touch his clothes, then I'm going to get healed. If I just touch his clothes, then I'll be healed. And her faith was very big. Her faith was really strong. She was so confident that as soon as she touched his clothes, as soon as she meet Jesus, she would be healed. Because you see, faith isn't just about, oh, I believe, and amen, it's over. It's about knowing it will happen. It's about knowing you will get healed. It's about knowing God will help you. That is what faith is about. And this woman is a great example. She knew that Jesus was her answer, so she didn't give up. She was clinging to him even if there were obstacles, and his clothes were her last hope. And so when she touched his clothes, she got healed immediately. And we need to fight like her too. We all need this kind of faith. Even though she was tired, even though she had a lot to complain about, her focus and her goal was Jesus. And you might have tried a lot of things like this woman too. She had visited every doctor you can imagine, but it didn't help. And at last, when she heard about Jesus, she realized that there was another doctor, and his name was Jesus. And when she realized this, obstacles arose. But those obstacles couldn't stop her because her faith was strong. Her obstacle was the crowd. But in the middle of the crowd, she didn't focus on any other faces except Jesus. And that's why she could push through the crowd and she got healed. And you might believe Jesus can do miracles. You might have seen him do miracles. But when it comes to your own life and your own problems, you have doubts. But this woman, she didn't doubt Jesus for anything. She didn't doubt he couldn't heal her. She knew he could heal her. And that's why she got what she wanted and needed. That is what faith is about. It's about knowing and grabbing it. Because when you're that sure, the blessing will be seen in your life. Your goal should be Jesus. The only thing she saw in this crowd was Jesus, and that's why she got him and got healed. So when your focus is Jesus, you won't even notice the obstacles. You'll notice the problems. So choose faith over feelings and choose faith over doubts. So if you ask, what is faith? It's when you know it and you grab it. In Mark 11, verse 24 says, I tell you, you can pray for anything, and if you believe that you've received it, it will be yours. You can pray for anything, whether it's big or small. And it said, if you believe that you've received it, if you believe that it's already yours, because that day on the cross, Jesus paid it all. It's already in your hands. And if you believe that you've already got it, it will be yours in the end. Let's say you have an exam and you're very stressed about it. And so you pray to God and say, God, I need help. But then you also need to believe that you're going to get full pot on the test. You need to proclaim, I am going to get 100%. I'm going to get full pot. I'm going to do it. Because you need to proclaim, because the victory is yours. When you proclaim, when you believe, the victory is in your hands. So when you're doing the exam, when you're facing the obstacles, you can push through it because you have the victory in your hands. But you need to believe that it's in your hands to push through and break those chains. So faith is about knowing. If you wonder, what faith is. How can I believe in God? It's when you know. Just like this woman. She had suffered, but when she heard about the man named Jesus, she knew she could be healed. And when she touched his clothes, she got healed because the victory was in her hands. Amen?